Hey, it's Russell here from Adelaide West Physio and Pilates, and I thought while I'm having this coffee, I would just have. I'm drinking out of Nicole's mug. While I'm having this coffee, I'd just talk about a topic that comes up again and again all the time when we're all seeing patients, and that's of exercises, how to remember to do them, because often it's not that the exercise itself is that onerous or takes long to do. It's more to do with actually remembering. How do I remember to do the exercise? So there's a few strategies you can use. One is, I think the most important thing is if you're in with a physio, if you're in with whoever, a doctor, and they're saying that you have to do something a certain number of times a day, it's very easy to say, yep, I'll do that, no worries. But I think the really critical thing is to actually stop and think for a moment and maybe plan it out. Okay, when am I going to do it? What time of the day, what activities will I be doing when I slot this exercise in? Because I think if you don't pre-think it, it's even less likely to happen. So that would be my first tip, is actually preemptively think, oh yeah, I'll be able to do it in that time, morning tea time while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, or lunchtime after I've had my lunch and I've been for a walk around out of the office, and I'll come back in and do them then. But think it through. Know in your head, picture when it is that you're going to do them. And then the other thing is that almost everyone's got a mobile phone these days. The reminders on the phone or the alarms on the phone are really helpful. Or failing that, pop-ups on your computer, if you can set something just to alarm at certain times when you need to do the exercise. And sometimes you can link it in with things that you do regularly. For example, if you're someone that, if you're a coffee drinker, every time you go boil the kettle or turn on the machine or something like that, where there's a little bit of a lag time that you can do something in that time. It's handy. I often talk about people with headache problems, how they can be stuck sitting down for a long period of time, and how easily it is for the hours to just slip away while you're working at the desk. And that's, I think, that it's that time that the alarms on the mobile phone work quite well, or on the computer. Often people will say, oh, I just don't want to lose my train of thought. I'm in the middle of something, my mind's on the job. Even something as simple as standing up from the desk, so that you're not actually losing your train of thought. You're not stepping away from the computer, but you are moving, you're changing positions. I think particularly with low back problems and headache and neck problems and spinal problems in general, it's important to move, even if it's that small thing of just standing up and then sitting down again. It's a change, and we know that spines really crave movement. They really do. And the thing about particularly discs, there's a lot of tissues in the body that have a good blood supply. Discs aren't one of them. They rely on movement. They rely on change of position, change of pressure for their nutrition. So that's why even something as simple as getting up, sitting down, it's a change. It's going to be a healthy thing for the disc. There are lots of even better things you can do, but as a bare minimum, I think that's not a bad thing to do. It's pretty simple. You don't necessarily have to lose your train of thought on what you're doing, and you can hopefully stay productive. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. I think that the main take-home message is, if you're given an exercise to do and it's worthwhile doing, and that's the first thing, is it a good exercise? Is it going to pay dividends? If it is, if you know that it's going to be good for you to do, how are you going to schedule it? Think it through first, rather than just leaving it up to, when I get a spare moment, because you never get a spare moment. Cool. Thanks for listening. Russell from Adelaide West Physio and Pilates. Cheers.